Alright, so in today's video we're going to be installing my OMP First Star bucket seat. I haven't installed it because I've been waiting on brackets and just trying to find the right setup personally for me. I was going to go with Street Faction, but I kind of went a different route. Maybe just, it was an overall price because at the end I think all brackets kind of, like all quality brackets kind of tend to, you know, they kind of average out to the same price almost from what I've seen. So I'm just going to be showing you kind of like the setup I have and just me doing it. So like, let's get into it. So this is just another view of everything I had on the table. So those are the tools, you have the hardware, the one U-bar with the two sliders. It's kind of the adjuster bar. And then you have the side brackets with the floor pan bracket and the seat. I got all this stuff at a place in Tempe, Arizona called We Don't Lift Racing. It's a great place to get parts, a great customer service. Definitely check them out. And here's another view of everything I have on the table. So there you go. That's all I got. Okay, so for this install, I have all these parts laid out just because this is what it all well, not all comes with. This is kind of like what you want to buy, you know, if you're gonna do this. Because if you're gonna do the Street Faction, they have the side brackets and the pan or the floor pan bracket, the same kind of deal. I think almost every manufacturer or like, you know, like maker of like brackets and stuff for bucket seats all kind of have the same setup. So this is the deal. This is kind of like setup I went with. So I have the OMP First Star seat. You guys already seen a video on that. It's pretty much just it's a fiberglass body, like a backing almost. It makes it a little bit more sturdy. It's got this really nice fabric for the like. It's pretty nice, honestly. Like, it feels really good. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It has the side bolsters and then like kind of your shoulder bolsters almost. It doesn't have the full butterflies, but it just has these really nice ones to kind of keep you in there, you know, because I'm going to be moving around a lot. And then it has 4 points for your harness. So it's got 2 right here and then 2 on the side right here, 1 on each side. And then I think 1 that can come under here, right? Or actually, you know what? Can probably just come over this cushion. I think this is just a cushion for your thighs. I can't think of like honestly any other reason for this. It's just probably support for your thighs and to help you maybe like just recline better, because I sit pretty far back in this seat. I'm 6'1", 175 pounds. I don't really know my waist size. Pants I wear 34s, if that helps, 33 to 34s. And this seat fits me really well. I bought the OMP seat, and then we actually got the OMP side brackets, which fit really well. And so how these set up is, and I'll show you, so all the holes in the front go on or all the holes right here of this side of the bracket go on the front of the seat, so where your legs actually are, and then the 2 in the back go for where your butt is. I think that's just to help it more or less recline you, so you can like recline you up, recline you down, whatever you want. Just to give you a little bit more adjustments in that sense. And then, so I have this is a Sparco floor pan bracket. So this is actually a really good bracket. So originally I bought, I think the brand name's called Planted. We bought one of those and I don't know what the deal was. It didn't fit whatsoever. So I was kind of looking around for a different brand, and someone kind of directed me towards the Sparco because they fit really well and they actually work, and this one actually fit in the car and actually worked and bolted in perfectly, so we went with this one. But the problem with this one is, so they give you, it's actually really good, they give you these holes for adjustments, but from what I kind of figured out is those holes are literally, they only fit if you have the slider piece, because that's how long it is. So what that means is I had to actually drill a hole. So you're gonna, I think kind of the general rule is you'll have to drill a hole kind of regardless of whatever floor pan bracket you get. So don't be afraid to do it, but don't also be surprised, because I mean, I was surprised. I thought I wouldn't have to, but there you go, there you have it. So I did. So with talking about the sliders, so this is the OMP bracket sliders. that came with the side brackets, or you know, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if they came with them or not. So these are the OMP sliders. Just your general slider setup. You have your handle, slides, goes back and forth. You know how it works. And then it comes with all of these. So all of these Allen bolts. And it also comes with these washers. There's like, okay, so there's two different setups or two different styles of the Allens. So you'll see here, let me take this off. You'll see one that's long, hold on, and one that's short. The shorter ones actually go for the side, like when it's the side brackets that mounting into the seat, just so, because the bolts don't need to be that long, and you'll need the longer bolts for later, so that's what those are for. And they give you, looks like they give you 12 of these, or they give you 8 of the long bolts, long Allen bolts, and just 4 of the regular shorties. So for these long ones, they also come with, here, let me show you. They come with this square washer, this regular washer, and then these nylon nuts, nylon lock nuts. So for these ones, I actually had to buy these from Ace. We're out in here in Gilbert, so I don't know where you're at. If you're in Arizona, you know about Ace. They have the hookups. So for tools, you're gonna have to use an Allen. You can either use, you know, a bit if you have a bit, doesn't matter, or you can actually use like your Manuel Allen. It's gonna be a metric 6, and then you'll probably need a 3/8 ratchet just in case if you don't have an impact like me, because I'm a cool boy. You're gonna again have your Allen, or have a bit or a regular manual one if you don't, and then you have your little bit for that too. And then I have an extension just for when we're actually putting the seat into the actual car. Kind of need an extension because trying to get in there with just the socket's not going to work. So with that being said, what sockets you're going to need a 13 for the actual nylon nuts that go on here. And then I don't know if your 240 is going to have the same bolts that mine did, because I have the OEM bolts, so they're 14 millimeters. So if you have like non-OEM bolts from Ace or something, it might be different. So that's kind of just the general setup, and then I'll start assembling it. So let's get into that. Oh yeah, I forgot you're still recording. Again, okay, so check this out. So this is that pan bracket I was talking about. So if you're confused on where the front is, it's these two right here, these kind of angled ones. Because once, like when you look in your 240, you'll see it like it. Okay, if you buy this bracket, this pan bracket, you'll know what I'm talking about. Once you sit it in there, you'll be like, okay, now I understand what he's talking about. Because if you don't, when you're watching this, then you won't ever. So just buy it if you want it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So like I said, these are the what are these called? These are called, yeah, I don't remember. These are the side brackets. Now I have to remember where these go, because I forgot. I'm gonna fast forward right here. Okay, so now since when you get your bracket all together, like it took me freaking 10 hours to do that. I don't know why I was struggling. So then you're gonna take your seat just like here, just so you get a kind of like a general idea what it's supposed to look like if you're confused. So here's the fronts, like I said, and then all the holes need to be in the front of where the brackets are. So now we're gonna put our seat on. Like that. And then again, you take your shorties for the sides. So let me show you that. Right here. Oh, there it is. If you have one of these seats, I was struggling. Oops. I was struggling so hard to put these side bolts in because the stupid fabric is always in the dang way. Always gets in the way. So I was struggling hard getting these freaking bolts in, man. But we got her. So we'll do the other two. Kind of just have to play with it. Takes a little long. I think that's in there. And then there's that one. So just, that's basically it. So like, now that the seat is on the actual bracket, it's just ready to go in the car. And then the crappy thing is, what you're gonna hate is like, I'm showing this video and I'm making it seem like really easy when it's actually really, it's okay. It is pretty easy for the most part, but like overall, if it's your first time, just keep going and keep, don't give up, because for me, I think it took me like, I did this prior to the video, like, I don't know how many times, but I just kind of wanted to get like a general sense of how to do it and make it a little bit easier to kind of show you. But just keep working at it, because then when you get your seat in, then if it's not set up correctly, then you're gonna be like, okay, well, now I gotta take it out, and then I gotta readjust everything, and then get it to where you want it to sit. So that's kind of why those holes were pre-drilled already on the bracket, because they don't come like that, or the ones that I showed you that I had to drill. Because again, I had to drill those so that it would fit me, because I'm 6'1", so I'm pretty tall, and I need the kind of seat to recline back so that when I have a helmet on, or even just my head doesn't hit to the top of the roof, just so you have a kind of a general idea. So turn this around, get these ones tight. I don't really know if there's a torque setting for those, but we're gonna just send it, so. So another thing I also wanted to tell you guys is, if you are gonna be running the sliders, the issue you will have is, if you're like me, and I didn't really find a way to run it, maybe you know something I don't, because when I put these on with the brackets, the side brackets, I sat really high, like really high in the car, to where it was, like the roof was like right here, and like I was looking straight out by like where that sun strip is on most windshields. I was like looking right there. I was like, well, this is not gonna work, so what am I doing? So I had to take the actual sliders off and just run the straight brackets, which is okay. It's fine with me, because my car, I'm gonna be one driving it, so sorry if you're small, and if you want to drive my car. But okay, so now, oh crap. Now that we have the seat in, I didn't want to show you guys, because it's a struggle getting this thing in here. It's a pain in the butt, but anyway. So these are the OEM bolts. So there's two ones that have like a taper on them for the fronts, and then two of them that are long for the back. So for my car, one of the tapered ones, actually, I think when I was taking the seat out a long time ago, because I think someone stripped it before me when I was taking the OEM seat out, because when I pulled this one out,
this, or when I found these bolts again, this one was completely stripped, and then I tried to put it in the hole and it just went like straight through. So I was like, all right, well, that's pain. That's just a waste. There's no point for that anymore. So now I'm gonna have to tap a new hole, which I'm probably gonna tap them all anyway, or chase the thread just so that they're clean and so that it's not like causes an issue later down the road. But anyway, so I'm just gonna put these 3 in, and then yeah, we'll be set for now. I'm not gonna run it like that forever. We should be fine. So if you wanna, here. So there's the first hole right there. You can kind of see it. The second one's over here. That's the one that had like the stripped hole, so that's gonna have to be re-tapped. And then this other one, there's a far one back over here. Yeah, let me see if I can kind of get you guys over there. It's on this side, yeah, you can kind of see it's like right, that hole right there, that's it. And then the other one is right there. So that's where the holes are. So, again, bear with me, this thing's so heavy, man. Take your taper ones. Get that one started. Take your second one. Get that one started. Take this one. Okay. And then that's in. That one's in. And then this is kind of more of the, and that's a pain in the butt. Can't really see it. So now they're all in. Seat's sturdy. So that's it. We'll take a crack at it. I'm like really stoked on this seat just because like it just feels good. You know what I mean? Like when you get those new seats and it just feels really good. And you're not sitting in the OEM crappy ones where they smell bad and they're just like really low and like you can move them around. This one's solid. This one's really dope. And I love it. Because I've never had like a bucket seat ever. And I've sat in probably like 2 or 3 cars that have actually had bucket seats, and like you sit in them and you're just like, you feel hugged. And that's what I'm feeling right now. It's just, it feels good to be in them. And then when when you're driving around, you're a lot more confident in what you're doing. So, and I don't really have like anything else kind of to look out for. Like, okay, so maybe this, when you're installing them, one thing you kind of want to make sure of is, so again, look, so this is, you want to kind of adjust where you're at when you have the seat in. So here's my steering wheel. This is kind of a little too high, so I kind of like it right there. That's where I like to drive. That's what's comfortable. My legs aren't touching, and they're all the way up. The pedals are all the way up, so that's not where it's touching. Obviously, they touch right there because I made them touch. But that can also, this is a shitty steering wheel, so when I get a quick release, I might bring the steering wheel out a little bit more closer to me. But overall, it doesn't touch it. That's what's kind of important to me, so that when you're driving, they're not getting caught on your legs. Also, for the side bolsters, this e-brake, it's not touching the side bolsters right here. When I was kind of messing with it earlier, it did, and then I had to readjust it, and then it's actually a good distance away now, so it won't touch it. And then another thing that you want to kind of think about, or 2 other things, is kind of how far away you are from the pedals, how reclined you are, if you like it reclined, or if you like it like straight up like this, where you're almost like gonna touch the freaking windshield. So I like mine kind of more reclined back. That was kind of a recommendation for me to do from someone I was talking to, and it actually worked really well. So I kind of like it reclined back actually. And another thing is, from what I've seen and kind of what I've heard, is when you're you know, a distance away from the pedals, and if you're kind of like when you're pushing in the clutch, or like any kind of pedal, honestly, but mainly clutches, because that's kind of the one that you're pushing a lot of force on and you're pushing all the way down. You don't want your legs to be fully locked, because then if you're in a car accident or in an accident, you know, that bone might go all the way up your leg. So you kind of want to keep a bend to it, which I have right there. There's still enough bend in my knee, so it's still safe. I'm still, you know, I'm a good distance away. I'm not too high, not too low. Like, I'm just perfect angle to drive. So this is kind of like where I want to be personally. You know, that's probably a little too much techie stuff. It's a little too much in depth, but you know, if that's kind of what you're looking for, then that's kind of just a broad overview. But other than that, just find what you like, find what's comfortable, and then send it. That's all I have for you. Peace, and we'll see you in the next video.